Hey there! So I'm still working on my full review of this phone, and in the meanwhile I have noticed some small good things and bad things of OnePlus 5, and I felt like making a video about it. All these good and bad things are mainly subjective to the person's taste. So what I didn't like in this phone doesn't mean that you also have to dislike it. Let's start with the bad thing first. This phone has upgraded vibration motor from previous OnePlus 3T, and this time it is much stronger than before. So how does this came on my bad list? Actually, it's a bit difficult to explain in the video. Previous OnePlus 3T has a weak vibration motor, but all those vibrations and haptic feedback felt like a very tight and controlled vibrations. But in OnePlus 5, it's completely vice versa. Yeah, it is much stronger than before, but all those vibrations and haptic feedbacks don't feel much controlled and high quality. And sometimes it's very annoying. The first most noticeable good thing about this phone is the speaker. It is almost double the volume than OnePlus 3T, and I literally felt for a moment that I was using a dual speaker phone. But hey, it's not. And the speaker is not bad either. It is loud, it is crisp and clear. Here's a quick comparison for the curious minds.
Now I don't do drugs, chronic ain't a cure. All they say you could get hooked on it, maybe it ain't for. Now I don't do drugs, chronic ain't a cure. All they say you could get hooked on it, maybe it ain't for all, maybe it ain't your.
The biggest disappointing thing of metal back phones is the slipperiness that comes along with it. This is a big phone and it is not easy to use single-handed if your hands are not big enough. Most of the time I feel like this phone is going to slip out of my hands and I'm gonna cry after that. Just be careful of this problem if you plan on purchasing this phone. You may need a case from the start. And these rounded corners and edges add an extra bit of slipperiness to the phone. And speaking of rounded corners, this is by far one of the best feeling phones in the hand. OnePlus did an amazing job making this phone comfortable to hold. If you have ever used previous OnePlus phones, you may have felt the pain in the hands while trying to grip those phones because of rectangular corners and sharper edges. When I compared this phone to iPhone 7, I liked this one more for handling and gripping. There is a good chance that you already know about the jelly scrolling problem in this phone. I thought this is a software issue, but it is not. The problem is in the display, which is very hard to fix. I showed this phone to some people, some were completely okay with it and some got a bit annoyed and wonder why is it happening. I also do notice it most of the time when I'm scrolling, but I am okay with it. The display in this phone is of same size and resolution as OnePlus 3T, but I think they changed something this time. It feels just a bit more vibrant in colors and more contrasting. And it also has cinema spec DCI profile, which I have no idea how accurate the color is, but it is still here if you want to use it. I like to keep my phone at a bit warmer tone of the display. It helps my eyes. People were really not happy with the price increase of this phone. And at this price, I did expect wireless charging. I'll be true with you. I would never use wireless charging because it is slower than the wired one. But there are some people who really want it on their phone. And if not wireless charging, then they should have given us a higher capacity battery. Sadly, both of them are missing. But I am happy that this phone is able to deliver same battery backup as OnePlus 3T. And I loved OnePlus 3T's battery. I could easily make through my whole day without any shutdowns. I test phones at pretty aggressive settings with location services, Bluetooth and 4G turned on all the time. And I am pretty satisfied with the battery life of this phone. That wraps up all my small tidbits of this phone. Obviously, my next video will be a full review of this phone coming very soon to you guys. If you want to see the upcoming series of OnePlus 5 videos, make sure you are subscribed if not. Until then, take care of those pixels.